the Lord God, the creator of all the worlds. And on this special day, you are here for Run Tell That. And I want to let you all know, those you tuning in, looking, you are guaranteed a place in heaven. And when you enter heaven, you must go through the doors that say HBJ. Above the doors we have Herschel D. Jenkins on the doors for you to enter heaven. Oh, how joyful it is for my children to be here today. And there's nothing saying Windsor Forest, nothing saying Tompkins, nothing saying beach. But remember, for you to enter heaven, you must go through the doors of HDJ. Ah, a joyful day. Let us resound in the joys of today so you can make the sojourn to heaven. Let there be light.
Yo, what's up? God is in the house. God came and gave y'all the word. God told y'all. So I just let y'all know.
Oh my. An illustrious night has graced your presence today on Run Tell That. Illustrious night.
So, yes, that was really God. That was really God. Don't hate. That was God talking to y'all. On again, a segment of June Explosion for Run Tell That. And this is a special one. All of them are special. All of them are special. And tonight, we're closing out June Explosion in a special way because we got my brother Robert Jordan Jr. Again, now, he's a graduate of Windsor Forest. Now, don't get it twisted. Please don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You know, again, I'm just throwing it out there. My brother, Robert Jordan. Yes. And I got to let y'all know this. I'm put it out there because, I tell folks, I don't do shameless plugs. I do actual plugs. Yes, that's right. Hey, God was right there, Bernard Brown. God was right there. God is watching you all the time, Bernard Brown. Understand that God is watching you all the time. And God calls on Run Tell That. And God gave y'all the word. But the God told me, he said, give the word to y'all now, let y'all know, Robert Jordan, if you don't know this, and this is not a shameless plug, he's saving lives. So my brother, that's what I want to share with you. That's what you're doing. You are saving lives. And I want the audience to know, and I want y'all to share the show, that we're not talking about that people are about to lose their life and people are dying. But my brother, Robert Jordan, is saving lives of young people in this city, in this world right now. And that's why I want to have you on Run Tell That. I want to publicly acknowledge you, brother, and say the work that you're doing, you are saving lives. And you are a hero to many of us, even some who don't even understand that. So that's why I want to say, Run Tell That is glad to have you on here because you are saving lives. And so we're just going to roll with it. I'll put my HBJ on, but I'm not going to do it. I'm going to keep the Windsor on right now.
I love that.
So who are you? See now.
My brother.
I wasn't going to get into the alpha stuff yet, Robert Bryan, but see how you want to go? So again, this is a great alpha man. He's doing the work, but he's been doing the work for a long time. And I'm just going to say that's a part of his nature, even when he was at Windsor Forest. I'm just saying, I'm going to leave that alone. Right, Windsor Forest. I'm trying to stop this Windsor Forest stuff right now. I just put a t-shirt on because God told me to do that just to help out. But who are you, Robert Jordan? Who are you?
I am Robert Jordan, a proud graduate of the illustrious Windsor Forest High School, class of '94. I might add that I was class president. I might add that I was also superlative prom king. So Windsor Forest produced some mighty men of valor. That's what us knights. That's what we do. But we'll set that aside for all intents and purposes for Run Tell That, because we want you to Run Tell That also about Windsor Forest. Also, I'm here, executive director and founder of M.A.L.E Dreamers, and something that's near and dear and passionate into my heart, that those who don't know me, now you get to know me in this setting here. But I'm definitely a change agent within the community, along with my dream coaches, and along with the number of dreamers and parents out there. I am a native of Savannah. I am a father of three also young men, kings that I'm raising in my household, husband of a wonderful wife, Leslie Michelle Jordan, my three sons, Tristan, Grant, and Robert. Um, I am, again, founder of an awesome organization, member of Kingdom Life Christian Fellowship under the leadership of Pastor Charles Robeson. Currently, a special education teacher with the e-learning academy here, all virtual school here in Chatham County, the first in Chatham County. Awesome setting, teaching kids virtually and mentoring even in that setting. So that's the long and the short of it. But what I like to do is I like to empower, encourage, ignite, and find the gem that's within inside
Mm,
and
mm,
give
mm,
the tools of life to
mm,
not only young men, but to any individual that I encounter to empower them to be the best that they can be to reach their fullest potential in life. And I have found that avenue through the organization to which I have founded and that's grassroots that I've been doing out of my pocket until we've become a 501c3 as of last year. That we just get on the grind. We're not that organization that sits to the side that said there is a problem. We are the organization that identifies the problem and we find ways to see what we can do to address the problem. And we are big on collaboration.
mm.
So that's who Robert Jordan is. He's not a perfect individual, but he's a individual that has faults, but he doesn't mind identifying his faults and working past his faults, like others to see their needs. But I put myself on the back burner to see the needs in others and to sow into them. So that's Robert Jordan in the long and the short of it right now. 45 years old, and I claim when I turned 45, I am the real 45, and that the real 45, of course, is a spin off of 45 that's just went out the door. And the real 45 is king. He's royalty. He's a leader. He's a father. He
Mm,
displays manhood.
mm, mm,
He shows vulnerability.
mm,
He shows his weaknesses as well as his strengths, and he empowers those that he's around. And
mm.
so that is something that I try to exude, and that is something that I try to empower and that we try to instill into our young men that we work with, and not only just the young men, but also adult men and other family and the men and the young men family members that we involve with. That's me. I know it's a
And I have to
mouthful,
say
but
this.
that's it.
Well, I'm gonna say this that to the Run Tell That family, the audience, and those all checking it out first time. If this is the first time, that what he said is absolutely true because he's been an inspiration. That the first time I saw him, I want to say was exposed at a spring retreat that was over at East Broad, and I saw these young brothers, and I'm looking like, okay, I'm like looking like who 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 are these young brothers? That's what I'm saying to myself. Who are these young brothers? Then I'm trying to find out who is the leadership, so that I'm looking at him and other men right there. I'm like, hmm. Then it goes beyond, and then just like I'm throwing it out there, when I say he's saving lives, he's not just saving lives regarding the organization. We're going to be talking about more, but even when now he invites me to come over to the school. I go over to the school, and that morning when I'm right there, I'm looking at how you got them in there. I'm like saying, yo, this is what we need to have. So that's why I want to acknowledge you, brother, that the work that you're doing
Thank you,
is
bro.
tremendous and it is needed. And so to the audience and everyone checking out Run Tell That, he is real. It is not fake. It is not phony. It is sincere and it is honest. It is pure. And that's why I say I applaud you with regards to what you are doing and the work that you're doing as a man, as a leader, as a king. But now I gotta ask you, who are your people?
Hmm. My people. Now you got to
You
be
know how
very
we do.
careful. You got to be very careful and selective of who you talk about, who your people are. But my people, when you look back as far as my ancestry, my people are from the island. My mother was born and raised on in St. Helena, and she was born from Frogmore, South Carolina, right on the
Bravo!
island.
Bravo!
Yeah, yeah. So she was born and raised. She was born there, but she was raised in Savannah. So my grandmother, and my aunts and cousins, they're still on the island. So me being a city boy, because Lord knows, going over there on the island was a culture shock for me. Knowing about them possums strung up to the tree and all that good stuff. So I learned a lot when going over there, as far as family reunions and learning the culture as I got older and the importance of the culture. My lineage is from St. Helena, South Carolina, and a lot of my family, like I said, still lives over there. And the Jordan family is here a lot in the area of Dublin. Some Dublin on up, and in a lot of the Metro Atlanta area on both sides of the family. So a lot of my family is in the inner city Savannah area and up Metro Atlanta area. So yep, that's my people, and that's my blood.
Right. Okay.
That's
Okay.
my blood people.
Okay.
But
Yes,
when
sir.
I but the other side of that is my circle of people that I call my people to my part of my right and my left hand, and my right hand is
Mm-hmm.
my co-founder of the organization, M.A.L.E Dreamers, and that's Adrian Gibson. And my left hand, leadership development, is Tyrell Morris. And these are my people, as well as the team that help me do what I do, that grabbed the hold, that came on one by one to help grab a hold of the vision. They saw the vision, they saw the glimmer, the hope inside of me that was a willing vessel to be used. And they
Yeah.
grabbed a
Yeah.
hold of that, and they were like, okay, we own it. We're ready for the long haul. And there were many that started out with me.
Mm.
And there was a season.
Yes, sir.
And but I can say that when you say who your people are, I can say that I have some ride or die that's riding with me, and as our territory enlarges,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to greater heights and deeper depths. So
Yes, sir.
I'm very selective when I say my people, even outside of my biological, because I'm very careful of when I'm doing something like this. When we call male dreams, I'm very selective in who I bring into my circle and doing what I do with these young men, because we have to have consistency when working with them. And I don't take it lightly what we do and what I do, because I take charge, because it's a heavy mantle that I carry.
Yes,
And I
sir.
take charge as if this blood of these young men, they're on my hands,
Yes,
and
sir.
that I must do what I've been called to do. And not everybody understands, because it's lonely at the top when you're
Mm.
doing
Mm.
something like this and you're
Mm.
passionate, and you hear about the Avery Street, you hear about the violence, you hear about it here, you hear about it there, and you wonder what can I do when you have your own family at home. Nobody understands that when it's great, yeah, you're doing a great job. Yeah, you're doing a great job. But when you're sitting alone in your own moment,
Right.
and you're having your conversation with God, is like, God, you gave me this, and I feel like I'm not doing enough. Nobody understands that. And then it's not about glitz and glamour, because if it was about that and getting paid for it, I could have gave this up a long time ago.
Ah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm very selective when you talk about who your people are.
All right.
Very
Hey,
selective.
that's right. Because I said we gain someone through the journey of life. But yeah, because one of the things for us, we ask people who your people, because again, it's about making that tie, making that connection. Because as it said at times, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. But then
Mhm.
also, I say those trees become rooted, and then those trees begin to bring about seeds that will now be planted. That'll be even stronger trees. And so,
Right.
yeah. And so that's why we say the stronger tree. Who inspired you or who inspires you? Again, that's part of those trees, again, those sacred
Mhm.
trees.
Who inspired me are individuals like you. I'm a very strong-willed and I'm a go-getter. I'm very observant. I sit back and I watch individuals, their nonverbals and their verbals. And My father is a strong inspiration too because he taught me good work ethic. He taught me work ethic. He taught me to be a go getter.
Mm,
He taught me that in order to get in life, you got to work to get something. So that was something that was very strong and built in me, and that was something that I want. And it was always an alpha. I'm not. That's just not something that I'm just gonna throw out there. That just because I am one, because I chose to be an alpha, because that's what I had as an example that I saw around me.
yes, sir.
Um, but like I said, other strong men that I gleaned from that, and then they're not necessarily just men, but women,
Hmm.
like my mother.
Yes.
When there was a period of time when my dad separated, they divorced, and I saw again that work ethic to take care of because me and my brother we didn't want for anything, and if my mom struggled, didn't know it because
Right. Right.
the resiliency in the work ethic that she did, she worked to do what she had to do. So
Yes.
I found inspiration in anything that was able to inspire and to motivate me to be greater. But I always had an innate thing that was inside of me that I always wanted more in life than what was just presented to me in front of me.
Yes, sir.
So I always and I found inspiration in myself that I know I had something that I had to offer.
Hmm.
So I had that was a final thing. I'm an inspiration. And so I inspired myself to do things that was creative outside of the box. I always found myself being outside the box, outside of the norm with set apart in a certain way. Not that I was better than anybody, but I knew there was something different about me as far as my uniqueness. And I wish that everybody would find that within themselves, which is what I try to teach the boys. You are
Mm,
unique. You are set apart in your own way. Not that you are better. You may be better at what you are called to do. That doesn't make you arrogant. I've always said I'm arrogantly proud about what it is I'm called to do.
yes. Yes. Yes.
So myself, I am an inspiration myself as on the totem pole of humbleness. So those people, things, anybody, culture, it inspires me if it edifies me. It edifies a people or a community.
And that's powerful because again, and that's a part of the great work that you're doing. And I tell folks it's within, and then it comes out because, and out there say that it is a mission, but also a ministry. That it
Hmm.
is a personal ministry that again, and it comes out. It doesn't have to be within a sanctuary, a physical structure, but it's not touching and reaching the world. And that's why I say again, we applaud you for that. And we're gonna move on. We're gonna ask you a question. What is your favorite song? And why is it your favorite song? What is it about that you like about
Okay. Well, I got two favorite songs, and
it? Okay.
it's been in this season. One of them is Jacqueline called Major. And the words of that song is I can see it, I can feel it, I can hear it,
Hmm.
and it's major. I don't know what it is, but it's major. There's come a season, even outside of this pandemic, it's something major that's happening. And it's like it's been a prayer of mine because I don't know. I've never been a part. What I do is what I do, and I've been faithful of what I've been doing. When I didn't know what I was doing when it came to M.A.L.E
Hmm.
Dreamers, and it's been like 5.5 years, and I'm like, God, I want to do more. I want to work on doing this full time. I feel like that, and I have all these ideas. I'm always thinking. I'm always in the middle of the night thinking. God just dropped some thoughts on me.
Hmm.
So there's always something I want to do, and I'm kind of a sense of a perfectionist when it comes to doing what I do. And I like to do it on a grand scheme because I like to show the boys in a positive light. I'm almost like, let's do something that's great, that's big, and let's showing these boys in a positive light. Let's do something that's not being done.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's major, and I've gotten this sense over the past year, and that song has just been a part of, like, I would say, our anthem song for male dreamers, because we know that God is getting ready. He's already starting to enlarge our territory, and I always like the words are, I can't explain it, but I know it's major.
Mm.
And we had a service, and it was we prayed over the boys. We spoke into their lives, and that we want them, that they are a miracle. And that was some of the other words in the song. And it's like inspirational that you got to start believing other than what you see.
Yes. Yes.
And you got to start believing the major in your life. You got to believe that there is something outside of, even though we know the statistics, although we know what's happening now, we got to be hope. And I always try to get male dreamers to be the hope that's shining, the hope in the midst of what's going on, the hope in the midst of the January 6th insurrection. That's why I came up with the insurrection to resurrection, because out of that is a resurrection.
Yes,
Out
sir.
of this, out of your situation, there's a resurrection. And the other song that's been so bumping in my head is Gorilla Faith by DJ Hatton. Because I'll tell you right now, I got some stupid, crazy, supernatural, out the box, dumb, like, I don't care what comes in my way. I got the faith that's going to knock down mountains. And that's where the song is thumping, jumping. And it's like, and Gorilla.
Yes.
We,
Yes.
that Gorilla Faith. But we ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah,
Yes,
but
sir.
it's like, it gets you going, that that nothing can stop me. So that's the season that I feel like I'm in, and that's the kind of drive that I gotta push with these boys. I don't care what comes at you. If
Mm.
you got support, if you know you got us, the coaches, if you know you got us in your corner, no matter what, come hell or high water, you got us, that you can come back and talk to us. We got you. We got to keep the faith. You gonna graduate. You gonna get through this.
Mm.
You gonna beat that. You gonna pass this class. You gonna,
Yeah.
So those are my two songs that I've been bumping in the gym. That's my two songs in the car. That's just something, because I'm a theme person. I got to have a rhyme and a reason to doing what I'm doing right now, and that's what the two songs that gives me hope, and it gives me a reason to keep doing what I'm doing, even when I feel like I'm not doing enough. Even when I hear about shootings, I have to be in a clear frame of mind, in the headspace, to know that it's not going to be this way always.
Wait, that's right. Yes, indeed. Excellent, excellent, brother. But I gotta do a real. Well, hold up. Did Robert Bryant attend Windsor Forest also?
Of course.
Oh
Why
my
not?
God. Oh my God.
Is it his name, Robert?
Oh my God. Oh my God. And so then rewind. And Terry Mobley's your cousin?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 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 Terry,
Okay.
love you, sis.
She had to send
Love you,
that shout
sis.
out to her cousin. She
Yes.
represents.
And she representing the illustrious ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Yes. Shout out to my wife Leslie as well, who's a Delta as well. Lovely, devastating diva.
Yes. So now, my brother, what is Male Dreamers? What is Male Dreamers?
What is M.A.L.E Dreamers? Now, the acronym M.A.L.E stands for Motivated Aspiring Leaders of Excellence. M.A.L.E Dreamers is a mentoring program that I established, like I said, 5.5 years ago, when I was working at the middle school, and it just came out of the need. Again, I saw a need, and as a true alpha man does, he sees a need, he addresses the need. And I start to teachers like, hey, Ms. Jordan, can you talk to him? Some social skills, maybe behavior, academic. It's better coming from a man. And he more, apt to listening from a man. And I was that male teacher, and it became more prevalent. And I started to, hey, what about starting a mentoring program? And I said I wanted to have something to deal with the acronym of male. And I believe my wife said, what it has something to do with dream. I said, okay, we call them dreamers. And I said, man, but what I'm gonna call it, and I was like, M.A.L.E Dreamers. And I was like, but I need the acronym M.A.L.E. That came up, woke up one night, bam, motivated, inspiring leaders of excellence.
Okay.
And as the years came on, didn't know what I was doing, but I was doing something. Came up with Dress for Success. I started doing stuff specially designed just for the boys, making them stand out. Doing
Yeah.
community service events. Just taking time out with the boys. And started off with about 11 or 12 boys. Actually, Alderman at Large, who's now the mayor. Mayor Van Johnson was my first speaker.
Okay.
I had an induction. I only had about 11, 12 boys. We had black and white shirts. Didn't know what I was doing. Two parents showed up. Hey, I did what I could do when I didn't know what I was doing. And after that, it spread like wildfire. The next year, I think the year after that, induction, I had like 40 something boys. The boys wanted to be a part because they heard of something great. They wanted to be a part of that.
Yes, sir.
It went from being in a small room in the school, then it went to being in the faculty planning room one year. The next year, it went to being in the cafeteria, standing room only with superintendent attendant and some school board members. The next year, it went to being at the Garrison Arts auditorium,
Yes, sir.
and it grew just like that. And because there's a need, and I saw there was a need, and I kept going, and now that's where we're at, and we continue to grow and doing what we do, and and that's how we keep going and doing. Each year I grow, I learn more. um, I since then have left the middle school. I became 501c3. Now it's we are M.A.L.E Dreamers Youth Development and Mentorship Incorporated,
Yes, sir.
501c3 organization. And now we are not just serving, at that time, we were predominantly serving the boys just at the middle school. Now we're taking in more boys over the greater Savannah area. And some of our boys who have since moved to other areas in other states that we're still in contact with in North Carolina, South Florida, even up north. And we're still in contact with either by text or phone, just checking in. They're still a part. I always say that you're a dreamer for life.
That's right. That's right. Continuation. Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. So, who are some of the fellow mentors that you have as a part of M.A.L.E Dreamers?
First, like I said, I mentioned earlier, my co-founder Adrian Gibson, who is in charge of like operations. He's like, and all of these guys have their own full-time jobs and their own families. Adrian Gibson, co-founder. Terrell Morris, he's leadership development. He has his own family. And these are my left and my right hand top leadership dream coaches. We
Yeah.
have Keith Edwards. We have Zakivin. We have at least 7 other guys. Some great guys that offer their time, they volunteer their time. Police force, Keith. Reserves, Craig, who just retired, also work full time. We have DeAnthony. We have Avery Barnes. We
Don't say
have
nothing about Avery. Don't say nothing about Avery. But I'm just
oh
down.
yes, yeah. We know Avery. Yes, Lord, Avery. Yeah, Lord, he twirling canes and stuff. So we ain't gonna talk about that. But shout out to Avery for the great accomplishment. He's a firefighter.
Right. That's
Um,
right. That's
and
right.
and that's my
Everyone
boy.
from Savannah State. So yeah, I had to throw
Yes,
that out.
Savannah State. Yeah, and he's currently in EMT. He's about to go into EMT school as well.
Mhm.
So these are men that are doing great things, that are still doing their
Yes.
duty, what they feel is their duty, and giving back to the community and pouring into M.A.L.E Dreams. And we also have Quincy, who also is a father, and he's giving back and doing his part. And we have David Myers, whose son started off as a dreamer, and he became a dream coach
Okay.
last year. So so it kind of, and it runs in his family. His wife is a part, is she volunteers and helps out. So it's all in the family. So these men volunteer their time and their money and effort in giving and helping out and giving back to the community. So but the good thing is that they're doing it, but it's a handful of us, and there's so many more boys that we could do more for and reach. But we don't have a lot of men, and I don't like turning families away
Gotcha.
that
Yeah.
that need help and that could benefit from what we do. But we do what we can with what we got, and we don't let that stop us. And we're going to continue to grow and do what we can do, what we've been in charge with, and hopefully with platforms like yours. And we really appreciate Runtel that for bringing us on, and many other organizations, such as Dominique World with Olga, Loto, and Leroy that we partner with. I'm big plug for Dominique's World fashion show, blazers and bow ties. That's Male Dreams will be a part of that. That's going to be July 24th at Victory North. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. Get your tickets. Stop by, see Loto at the shop, whatever. But Male Dreams is going to be a part of that. We've been doing that for a couple of years now. But make sure that you do that. But like I said, the biggest challenge is not having enough men to do what we do. Now I have the ideas, I have the vision, and not just the ideas and the vision. We got the hands, the feet,
Mm,
to
mm,
to the work to do it.
mm.
We
Yes.
can just do, we can do more. And also being a part of what we've done recently is the Mayor Johnson's um, initiative that he just announced. We're a part of that collaborative, which he called the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. We partner with them as well. So there's a lot that people can do, but I don't like doing a lot of round table discussion.
Ah.
Round
Okay.
table is great,
Mm, mm, mm.
but work is better. Work is
Yes,
better.
sir.
And so we're a working organization. So if you're looking at working and volunteering, and like I tell anybody who's interested, you can commit to the vision, but you don't have to commit to every event. So there's a misconception as it comes to being a mentor, because we have changed the idea, definition of what mentorship looks like. It's not what you did back in the 60s, 70s, or the 80s. Now the concept is still the same, but what
Yes.
it looks like is totally different when you come to today, because the times and what we're dealing with is totally different. There's a
Yes, sir.
different mindset.
Yes, sir.
We have social media that's entertaining and have their attention, versus fathers and a male figure having their attention. So we're competing with that. So we need presence and hands on versus electronics where you can just pull it up.
Okay.
So there's
Yes,
a
sir.
difference.
Yes, sir.
There's a difference. So we were doing a little bit of both. We had to adapt. Like when we went through the pandemic, we had to do a little bit of both, the virtual world, and we had to do a little bit of some face to face. So we're coming out of that. So we had to adapt, but you have to be adaptable in the times. So, but we can't sit back and say, "Oh, that's a shame that that's happening." But okay, that's a shame that you're sitting back and just saying that is a shame.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So, if someone wants to become a volunteer with Male Dreamers, what's the contact information? Because again, we want people to share this, share the information on a great organization, a great person. So, what's the contact information if someone wants to be able to volunteer?
They can
Or
inbox
become
us
a
on
part of the become it, and you can just scrutinize them becoming a coach.
right. They can inbox us on any one of our any one of our platforms on Instagram. Inbox us if they interested, and we'll figure out the time and set up a time to meet. Or on Instagram, on Facebook, on official Male Dreamers, or they can email us at mailedreamers@gmail.com, and that's MALE Dreamers with the S at gmail.com. Reach out to us at our email, and we'll respond, and we'll get back with you. And on any one of those, our Instagram or Facebook or our email, and we'll get with you and we'll set up a time to meet with you. What we've been doing in the past year or so, we've been doing like virtual meetings to set up, because we want to get to know you. We want to see what you're all about. Get to know, like I said, we always tell our guys, you're an expert at your experience. I'm
Yes.
an expert at my experience.
Yes.
Tyrell, Adrian, all the dream coaches, they're expert at their experience and their expertise and their skill set. We want to know what you can bring to the table. We look for consistency, honesty, and communication.
Yes.
Because if you can't be consistent and honest with grown men, we don't look for you to do that. You can't do that with the boys. We have to know that's something, and then you have to be taught that too. So it's something that you can ease into. That's why we say we start you off
Right.
with being a volunteer. You
Yes. Yes.
volunteer to get to know, to get involved, and then also we like you can volunteer with your money as well. We have Giveify, we have Cash Out. We are 501c3. If you want to give large donations, you can give back. And in those ways, if you're not able to lend the time, you can lend your pocket because we can. There's so many things that we want to do. We have a number of dreamers that started out with us in seventh grade that will be graduating from high school this upcoming year, and we want to start doing college tours with them. And we want to do this with no expenses out to them and to their families because we want to be able to get them prepared for college. We don't want them walking across the stage and then saying, "Oh, I'm just going to be in the seaport and I'm just going to be working,
Right.
trying to work at the port." Everybody want to work at the port, or they just want to. I'm going to be working, but what's next?
Yes, sir.
What's next? You know, education wise,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, tech school or you know, 4-year university. We want them to have options, so we want to give them the tools of life, every tool that we can possibly give, so that they can have an informed decision about their future. And that's the problem. Our young men are not informed with the tools of life. Therefore, they pick up the tools that they think they need to have, and social media and music tells them the tools that they need. So we want to kind of compete with that. So we want to dangle some carrots in front of them and say, "Hey, have you thought about this?"
Yes.
So
That's right.
that's why we start at the age that we start with them in the middle school age from sixth grade on up. And some of our dreamers are older. We are dealing with boys, young men. I wouldn't say boys, young men that are in 20. We have had people reach out to us about these are kids that have not necessarily gotten involved in issues that might have had a little bit of problems in life, but they need direction and guidance.
Yes. Right.
And
That's
we've
right.
taken some of these young men and given them guidance and say, "Hey, have you thought about that? Have you thought about this?" So that's some of the things that we do, and that's how you can help out. That's how you can lend your expertise.
Yes, excellent. And I want to throw this out there to the audience again, because you put it out there, and that's something we want to address. Like, how can people help this effort? And then also, how has Male Dreamers been funded so far? Because you talked about the 501c3, but how it's been supported and funded initially? And
Initially,
what can people do right now? And just like you said, to give a five, but I want to re-emphasize that, saying, hey, and with regards to all the other modalities that people can use to help this effort.
what initially was been done, it's been straight out of our pockets. It's been straight out of our pockets, and even when I even thought about a 501c, that wasn't even a thought in my mind when I was when these we do a field trip, or I remember taking the boys to see who was it at? He came to the museum, and we took the boys to see him tell his story. Dal Strawberry. He came and I took like 6 dreamers, piled them up. Everybody know me. I piled up the boys and put my car as many as I could take. And hey, Pops, we're going to get some meat. That's the nickname for me, Pops.
Yeah.
And yeah, get y'all something to eat. I'm pulling out my debit card. Hey, I need this or whatever. I'm pulling out my debit card. I remember when our dreamers didn't have shoes to. He was playing basketball. He was borrowing somebody else's shoes. We went and bought him some shoes. So things like that, we just did out of pocket. I remember Gibson and I, even to this day, there are some things we still do out of pocket, even if we do a 501c3, because even having a 501c3, you still got to get donations for 501c3.
Right. Yes, sir.
And we still do out of our pockets just because that's just us. That's just passion. I mean, I had a dreamer the other day who asked, he said, "Hey, Mr. Jordan, could you cash out me $10 to get something to eat?" dreamer who's always doing what. If I need him to do something, then thought of not robbery. Then ask him for what, why, what you need. He said, I just need to get something to eat. Cash out him $10, and that was it.
Yes, sir.
That's just what we do. That's just who we are. Even though we are a 501c3 organization, um, when we do things on a grand scale, like have an event that we don't want the parents to donate, even our parents, they will put together and donate. Like the Insurrection Resurrection, we had the event at the school. I mean, at the church that the others use the church. It was like we don't want the boys to pay for stuff,
Right.
so we put together like, hey, you get a case of this, case of that, or whatever. So we have gotten donations, and we've been so gracious. And I want to shout out to Shakira in Garden City, Women's Gym. Shakira blessed us. Didn't even know. And Juliana thought of us. She goes to that gym. Some of the other members, they was like they wanted to give an organization some money. And I didn't know anything about the women's gym, and didn't know and whatever. They blessed us with $1,500, and that was the money that helped us to get our 501c3 last summer. We were able to. We were another Arby's Foundation. We had another person who's watched us from afar, who was a manager at Arby's, and he won this competition as a manager for sales, and the winner was able to be to get $500 to an organization that's doing something in the community. He chose M.A.L.E Dreamers, so we got the $500 from that. So there's people that's been watching us and giving, and your works will speak for you. Doors will open for you when you are putting in the work. So we're not stressed. We would like to do more if we had more, but we're not like, ooh, we don't have, because we're gonna do it regardless of it. Because we're faithful over the few things that we've been doing, and God is opening the doors. And yes, we would like to get more donations, and it's gonna come. And we just ask that those who's listening, those that sharing, if God pricks your heart to do, you just do that. We're gonna do it regardless. And if we got it, if I ask any of the coaches, can you give $20? They'll cash at me right now. I said, we're gonna do this. We're doing this because they believe in what it is that we do. They know it's going on good ground. They sowing into good ground. Even if they can't be there, they say, Jordan, we got you. I'm gonna send you $20. We got this. And when I call A1 Uniform, sent something. People, if I call, I can get it because I'm not a no. I don't take no for answer. I don't take no. If you can ask anybody, Tiffany, I love you. And I would shout out to Tiffany, Mothers of Black Sons, that's on here. We shout her out. We're helping her in Athens. And Tiffany, run to that. Teray, you got to get Tiffany on here.
Well, that's what we're gonna be doing. See, don't try to be telling me what to do. You are share with me. That's why I got a question. We go.
You got to get Tiffany on here. Even though you got to. Tiffany, Teray, you gotta get Tiffany on here.
Let me go and tell Tiffany. Robert done told me about you, so that's why specifically I want to have him on here. We're gonna talk about a collaboration that he's doing with you. So we're gonna be getting you on. So I'm gonna throw it out there right now, since he done did this, because what I realized, that's why I'm let you know, you're gonna probably get mad with me, my brother. I'm gonna need you back on in August also, and so get you back on in August. And Tiffany, we're going to need to have you too. So I'm going to let you know, because your boy, Robert Jordan, go the other way, Robert Jordan is the reason why I got to get you on the show. So yeah, because that's why I said, when he told me about it, I was like, again, those are those sacred trees that, again, it has expanded. So yeah.
That's it. Tiffany, love you. The sister, she's doing great things. And she's trying. I mentor Tiffany because Tiffany is where I was when I ain't had nobody to show me, to kind of give the tricks of the trade and doing what we do. Tiffany, and she's willing, she's able. She's a Black woman, female, running an organization for Black males. Who she stepped up to the plate. Tiffany, know I get to going, but Tiffany, you heard it. It's coming. All right, we already talk. But we talk about this all the time. That we are set apart. We're called to do, and if God has called us and given us this mantle to do, He gonna fund it. So He gonna send the right people
That's
to
right.
do what we need to do. So, like I say, on Giveify, M.A.L.E Dreamers on Giveify, look us up. You on Cash App. You can inbox me if you can reach out to me if you want to give $5. I have a teacher right now, and I'm gonna call and I'm gonna shout out to her, Miss Angela Nudger, and she started out with me um at West Chatham when I didn't know what I was doing, and she
Okay.
supports me, and she has sent $50. She lives in Washington. She sows every month $50 into M.A.L.E Dreamers. Every month, $50 into M.A.L.E Dreamers. She sends it faithfully in the mail to me, a check every month. That's just how much she believes in us. And she's a soul sister, and she does not have my complexion. I'm gonna throw that out there to you.
Yes, 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 yes.
And I love, and she prays, she intercedes, and she believes in what she has helped. She has taught some of these young men. So male dreamers is not specifically for one race, one culture. Male dreamers is for any individual that is in need that we sow into. Because that I like. I want to dispel that myth as well. Male dreamers have men of any persuasion or any descent. We work with all types of young men within male dreamers, and I want to dispel the myth. It's not for young men who have behavior problems. We've got
Right.
work with boys whose social issues, academic issues, and we have turned their lives around and their family lives around. So we want to dispel that myth as well. We're just willing hands, willing to do the work and what's the needs of the community. So that's what we do.
Yes, yes, indeed. So, and that's why I'll ask again to those who are listening, share, share, share. And if you can volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. And if not, then also tell other people about what's going on. So then that way they can be a part of it, so they can then bring a larger network of people who can then go and do this great work that's being done by our brother Robert Jordan. And also Sister Tiffany, that's why I sent her a message to let her know we got to get her on in August. My brother, we're going to have you back on because I realize the things I want to get into, we can't get into it because we ain't got enough time because
Mhm.
Julius Hall going to kick us off because we the little
Yes.
brother of the ATR All Things Relevant Network. So we the little brother. But what have been some of the highs of you being in charge of M.A.L.E Dreamers?
The highs for me have been something as simple as on Father's Day, getting text from
Mm,
dreamers saying, Happy Father's Day, Pops.
mm, mm, mm.
That's a high that
Yeah,
keeps me
yeah,
going to stay on the grind.
yes.
Another high for me is for when my three sons say, Dad, I'm a male dreamer, we're going with the male dreamers. When my three sons say, Dad, because we talking about separation from church and state. Nah,
Right.
this ain't nothing. This all we all in this together. We all in this together.
Yes,
When my
sir. Yes, sir.
oldest now,
Yes,
because we
sir.
started sixth grade, my oldest now, he's going to the sixth grade. Now he's going to be a part of Male Dreamers and
All right.
treat him just like that. And I want to shout this out to the fathers that are dream coaches, and specifically Tyrell, David, and Gibson. And I thought about this. Our sons that are involved in Male Dreamers, and that are younger and that maybe not be a part of it, this is the significance of a male presence. And although we are their fathers, they listen to other men that's around them as well, and they glean from them. They look at other men that are intelligent, other fathers, to other. I've been around Gibson's three sons, and my sons have been around his. I've been around Tyrell's son. I've kept, we our kids have been around, and at any given time or point, I've poured in to his son. They're poured into mine. They've said something,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they're getting a different perspective
mm-hmm.
or a nugget from another man that's validating something in their lives. That's
Right.
why the presence of a man is so real.
Yes, sir.
That's why it's so real. And and that's why it's so powerful. And that's why it's so powerful to be. That's why we validate the manhood, the fatherhood, and as they get older, the mentorship piece, so they understand their identity. That's why we call it Kingology. That's something else. Be on the lookout for Kingology from Kingology.
Kingology. Okay.
Kingology.
All right.
Be on the lookout for Kingology. That's something that we're going to be. Tyrell and Gibson. That's something that we're going to be. That's going to be a spinoff for M.A.L.E Dreamers, and that's going to be a focus on men, because we found out why men struggle with being mentors. So Kingology is a spinoff to help identify that piece, because we going through what we've gone through and dealing with mentors and things like that, and our own experiences. Kingology is something that we've developed and coming out, and we're still working on to present it fully. It's something that we're going to be working on to help our men be more confident and more vulnerable, and talking about some of their own shortcomings and issues in life that didn't get fixed when they were younger.
Now I'm gonna say this. The reason why I was smiling. You heard it first on Run Tell That. You heard it Run Tell That first. So Run Tell That. Run. You heard it first on Run Tell That. Bam. Let y'all know. They may discuss other places, but right here, you heard it first on Run Tell That. So yes, indeed, brother, we appreciate that. And so yeah, Kingology, we're gonna be listening out for that. And so again, because you know, I told you how Julius Hall is. Julius Hall be tripping. Hall be tripping. Now, I gotta say this. I gotta take my glasses off. You know, even though I am nearsighted. When you talked about Avery mama graduated from Herschel V. Jenkins High School. I'm just gonna let you know, Avery Bonds. Then when you talk about Loto graduated from Herschel V. Jenkins High School. So I now have a question for you, my brother. What is the best school or schools in the United States of America? And please get it right. Please get it right. Please, for the love of God, get it right.
There's nothing greater. There's nothing better than her Windsor Forest High School. I don't understand the dilemma, sir. I understand your pain, but Windsor Forest High School. I'm so sorry, sir. I can only give what I've experienced, and that was to the greatest of the years at Windsor Forest High School. So you run tell that, sir.
Oh God, I got you on one end and Julius Hall on the other end. Julius Hall went and said that Windsor's like number 7, but I'm just saying that's what he said. But I'm just saying. So since we wind it down, I'm going to ask this question of you. What what do you want your legacy to be? And so you were wrong about the answer, but you can be right about what do you want your legacy to be?
What I want my legacy to be, and the coaches and I, we've talked about it, Tyrell and Gibson and I, we want our sons, we want to pass this down to our sons, and we don't want this to be local. We don't want this to be statewide. We want this to be global. Yes. That they have an initiative that is built into the fabric of this country, of that mentorship, the power of mentorship, and that M.A.L.E Dreamers has put an impact in society to fuse and defy the norms of what the power of it, how it truly exists, and what can be done if done and implemented at the right point in time, with the right interventions, with the right individuals doing something that's purpose. And the key thing of it is you must be purpose driven, not personality driven. What we have seen is when you are purpose driven, everything falls in place. Yes. And it becomes a generational thing. And mentorship, now we have changed the scope to where you are doing something for that's impacting the entire family. You can't say I'm a mentor of this child. You must take on the whole family in order to change with a holistic approach, hitting the finances, hitting the mental, hitting the spiritual, hitting the physical. So we are trying to change a legacy that's trying to be a generational, curse breaking, barrier changing, yoke destroying thing that's not an abnormal thing in society, but bringing back the real culture of what the family is designed to be in society. So that's the legacy that we want to be. We want to change the identity of what society says the family, the nuclear family, is supposed to be and what it should look like. So we want to change culture. That's our legacy that we want to leave back. And we want our children. We may not get it. We want to start it, but we want our children to carry that on. We see scholarships being given. We see homes being developed and given and brought for families. That's the legacy that we want to leave back for our children to carry that on. Although we may not see it to full fruition, but we're starting that now with and building it now. That's the generational wealth that we're passing. Foundations.
That's right. I tell folks, generational success, wealth. That's right. And so, my brother, excellent. And for those of you checking us out right now, run, tell that, share. But he'll be back on in August. That's what we're going to have him back on in August. Because, I try to line up our shows for the month. We're going to get him on in August. He's going to be the first week in August. We're going to have you back on, my brother. It's an honor indeed. And Julius Hall has said that please sign him up. He want to be a part of Kingology in whatever way he can. So Julius Hall said that. Julius Hall, he went to Tompkins, but we ain't hold that against him.
We hold it against him.
We want to let you know. It's been an honor to have you on Run Tell That on this part one. And we're looking forward to part two. We're going to have you and Sister Tiffany. So I send her my contact information so we can get both of you on and then we can flow with it too. And it don't matter. I'm going to deal with Clark Central and all that. See the shows, all that up there too. That I mean nothing. We can go right there in the Athens. And I ask the same question, what's best school? And she can't get it wrong either. Just going to tell for that. So, it's an honor to have you on the Dreamers. We're going to continue this legacy and understand the sacred trees continue to grow because you're doing it right now. And we say, yes, it is ordained by the Most High. And God spoke to y'all early. So again, share. Run, tell that. Thank you, Brother Robert Jordan.
Thank you.
Take care. Blessings to everyone. Peace and blessings.
All right. Peace.